at the WHIW 101.3 FM studios in Harvard, Illinois, comes Berg's World Live. Now, on the phone hotline this week, we have
Berg's World Live debut at WHIW 101.3 FM in Harvard, and we are lucky to open up our series and season with head coach Mike Maloney, who's the head coach football, director admissions marketing at Marian Central High School in Woodstock. I consider him a friend of mine, and he also showed why he's so respected in coaching as his Hurricanes rambled their last 3 in a row to make the playoffs. Coach, thank you for your time, and also congratulations.
Very much appreciated, Dan. Thanks for having me on and all the things that you do to promote high school sports in Henry County.
Hey, I appreciate that. Give us a little bit. I was mentioning to the Goose before we made the call. You had some trials and tribulations this season. We know, first of all, you're in one of the toughest football conferences in the state. Tell our listeners, a little bit overview on what you actually had to go through from the quarterback to the receivers, linemen. You were losing guys left and right. How did you pull this off?
Yeah, well, our roster looked pretty strong coming off of the campaign from 2017, and we started the season with a solid victory over Oak Creek, who's a prominent public school in Wisconsin in that southeastern conference that they have. And we went up to Columbus and had a strong game against one of their more rural teams. And then we started conference play, and the East Suburban Catholic Conference, as you mentioned, is a very tough, blue-collar, grueling type conference, and it's a relentless schedule. And we went down to Lisle, Benedictine University, to play Bennett, and we really got kind of put in a shock and awe scenario. We lost 3 offensive starters in a matter of, I believe, 2.5 minutes on the clock, including Gavin Scott, our returning all-conference quarterback,
right.
Brian Nemesek, our returning 1,000-yard rusher, and Patsy Riccardi, who ended up being our backup quarterback through a pectoral injury, and so he was knocked out, and we had to hustle A.J. Golombewski. He went from QB3 to QB1 with zero preparation in a matter of about 5 minutes.
Wow. That's insane. And then one of my favorite Marian families is the Brunkins. What happened?
Yep.
What happened to Patrick? He's doing dance moves I don't think he should be doing.
Well, obviously, our the proud tradition of Marian, we like to enjoy homecoming week.
Mm-hmm.
And what you might not know is Patrick's mother is our cheerleading coach.
Oh,
so the male cheerleading group always performs for fun at our pep rally. Well, Patrick was in that group, and he did some sort of leapfrog move, and when his foot hit the cheer mat, it tore his ACL. So for my homecoming gift, I also lost my middle linebacker, and my heart goes out to Patrick. You know his family.
Yep.
He's such a great kid. Pat is our defensive coordinator, and just heartbroken for ending a senior year that early on something completely unrelated to football. But he's been surgically repaired and is in recovery right now, and he's going to have some tremendous opportunities to play college football.
Yeah. Well, you and Goose are going to be the first people to hear this, but when I went to Fenwick back around the turn of the century, I actually was a cheerleader. We were all
probably have your megaphone. I think I walked through Fenwick and they had your megaphone encased in glass.
Well, actually, mine was the one covered in glitter.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you look like a glitter guy, Dan.
Do they have a picture of this? I would love to see a picture of this.
Yeah, blackmail is very.
I'll have to talk to Coach Nadeau and see if we can go through the archives out there.
There you go. Okay, now you got us. We went through the injuries. You got to be super proud of your young men though. To 3 big wins against good teams, and like the Goose said when he was checking it out, he goes, "Oh, those were close too." Yeah,
very much so. Told everybody this, so it's kind of company line, but it's just a testament to the resolve and determination of especially our seniors. We got 19 guys, playing with one heartbeat right now, and really focusing on the big picture and their overarching goal of making a state title run, regardless of the circumstances put before them, and that's a testament to their character and their resolve, and I'm excited for them. I tell them all the time, I'm along with you on this ride, and I'm just trying to facilitate the best I can as a head coach and make the right decisions. But in the end, this is your legacy and this is your team. So I'm here to serve them, and I've been very, very proud to do so, especially the last month or so.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that the selection show last night on NBC. With I didn't know Joe Stevenson owned a suit, but
yeah, and he looked good. Very GQ. I was extremely surprised. There was not one Boston Red Sox piece of apparel. It was impressive.
No, and it looks like Edgy Tim, they stole his hat because he didn't have his baseball cap on.
Yeah, I've talked about Tim about being on camera without a hat on. They had to get extra powder up there on the dome.
Oh, no doubt about it. All right, now what can you tell us about the Sequoias from Antioch?
The Sequoias, my friend. First of all, I'm a resident, so I'm very familiar.
That's right. You're right. I forgot that. Yep. You do live out there.
I'm
okay.
very familiar with the Sequoias, and Coach Glashigal is an outstanding man. Is going to have these guys very well coached.
Yep.
He spent a significant amount of time in his career coaching at Carmel and Mundelein, so he is a triple option guy.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very much cut from the same cloth as Coach Schrempf, who you know, and Bruce Kay, and Brett Seberg, and so he is an option guy by trade, and they run it very well. Obviously, he puts his own kind of slant on the brand, if you will. But the Sequoias are 9-0. They play in the North Suburban Lake Conference, so they've played the Lakes game, who also is in our bracket, if you will.
Right.
Lakes came down to overtime, and Antioch was the victor in that scenario. But they play Grays Lake North, who's also a very good team. And so there's some teams in that conference that are pretty solid groups and clubs. So we're looking forward to the challenge that they are presenting to us, and when we're heading there on Friday night, and I've been there for games with my daughters in their different activities, and we've spent Friday nights maybe on a playoff Saturday, going out to Antioch to watch them play, and it's a very good, solid, exciting game atmosphere. So I'm going to make sure our kids aren't intimidating by that setting. Yeah,
I had forgotten that you're a home body in. Against, so you got you're gonna put your house up for rent just for the week, or
I tease my wife we should just do a team meal and then walk right to the game, right?
Well, that's nice about that. So hey, I want to thank you one more time.
I got one question for you, Mike. There is a gentleman by the name of Hans Rokas.
Yeah, Deacon Hans Rokas.
Deacon Hans Rokas. Tell me your thoughts on Deacon Hans Rokas.
Deacon Hans Rokas, in his veins, is Columbia blue and red. I promise you that. He was a longtime multiple sport coach and athletic director at Marian. He presides over all of our all school masses as a deacon, along with whatever priest is chosen for our all school masses, and he is one of the most supportive Hurricane backers that there is on earth, I believe, and he's just an overall great person. Obviously, a man of the cloth, and sets a great example for our kids. But there's not a man on the planet that doesn't want more success for the Hurricanes than Deacon Hans Rokas.
Yeah, he wears that Marian Central all the time when we're doing games out here in Harvard. And you guys need to get him a new jacket, because that jacket he has been from like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and he's still wearing that thing.
Sure.
He needs a gift of a new jacket,
Deacon
man.
Hans, I'm not sure he would accept a newer jacket. I think he is very much cut in that traditional cloth and loves the fact that he's got some vintage items.
Well, I can't say that I didn't try to help him in case he doesn't want a new jacket.
But we will have as much available for him if he ever asks.
Yeah, he always talks praise about the Hurricanes, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, volleyball as well, and there's obviously other programs there too, but the cross country and tennis and things like that. But
for sure.
Yeah. We're going to wish you the best of luck on Friday, and I don't want to put any more pressure on you, but please win so we can bring our road show out to Marian the following week.
Yeah, you anytime you want. You're more than welcome. We will embrace you with open arms at George Harding Field.
No, you guys are you treat. I've been treated top notch there all the time. So
it's a beautiful field too, with both press boxes and everything.
No,
love it.
Love
it.
So.
Not a better place to play on Friday nights.
No. Well, hey, tell all your ladies in your life that the Goose and Iceman say, hey, you're going to be on the radio. We'll let you know when this drops, and I really appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Hey, good luck Friday night.
Thank you. Take care.
Listen to WHIW 101.3 FM and Berg's World Live.
And join Goose and Ice at Northern Illinois DeKalb.
For all the IHSA State Football Championship interviews. E-Bites, E-Bites, E-Bites. You're listening to E-Bites. Oh, yeah. E-Bites. I'm Eric Gustafson. I'm here with head volleyball coach from McHenry County College, Kyle McCall. Kyle, let's talk a little bit about volleyball. Let's talk about this year's team compared to last year's team.
Well, this year I think we're just different than we were last year. I feel like last year we had different offensive weapons, and this year I think that's spread out a lot more. I think our behaviors are a lot different. I think we're what you would call a young team for a 2-year school, which we're kind of young anyways, just being a 2-year school because we don't get that 4 years worth. You know, the girls are putting in the work and the results are showing from that. So
let's talk about some of your goals this year. You had a plan. What are those plans with your goals?
Just like every year, we want to come out and we want our student athletes to get it done in the classroom. That's the first and foremost with any collegiate athletes. After that, we want to make sure that we compete on the court. And so far this year, we've done that. We've won the matches that we should win, and we've been close in a lot of the matches that were possible to win. So tonight was a nice night for us, finishing our conference play and winning the conference for the third year in a row. Right now we're sitting towards the top of our region. So those are kind of our short-term goals. Our long-term goal, we want to get through October healthy. We want to play well at the end of October and the first couple weeks of November. Hopefully make it back to the national tournament like we have the last two seasons.
You have a nice grueling schedule, especially this past September. Owens, Kirkwood, Waubonsie, Parkland, Invitational tournaments. Talk about September.
It's grueling. Our kids love to play volleyball, and we play a schedule that is conducive to that. We play against the top competition that's offered in the country. Those tournaments that you spoke of brought some great wins to us. They brought some losses to us, but the losses, in my opinion, are not bad losses. Of our losses, 8 of them have come to teams that are ranked in the top 8 in the country. So the good news with that is if we do go back to the national tournament again, we've already seen those teams. So we've already got good scouting reports on them. We know what worked, what didn't work, what we need to change. And if there was an RPI metric like there is in big school volleyball, I don't think that anybody in the country plays a tougher schedule than we do. So
talk about some of your players. You get in these tournaments, you get these games, players get hot, they carry it over. You know, some start out slow, some start out hot. How are your players doing? Talk about some of them.
I mean, we've played 31 matches after today. It's the most in the country. So, like I said, our kids love to play volleyball. We've got some outstanding performers right now. Katie Mahoney is number 2 in the country in kills. Kyla Fitzsimmons, I think, is number 6 right now in kills. Our setters leading the country in assists. You know, our kids are working super hard on the court, and those results are a direct reflection of that. So, you know, I think as we look forward to the rest of the season, as long as we can continue to work hard and get a little bit better every day, I think the future's bright for MCC volleyball.
Kyle, thanks for the time today.
Thanks for having me.
E-Bites, E-Bites, E-Bites. You're listening to E-Bites. Oh, yeah. E-Bites. Listen to WHIW 101.3 FM and Bergsworld Live.
And join Goose and Ice at Northern Illinois, DeKalb.
For all the IHSA State Football Championship interviews.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Thanks for listening to Berg's World Live from the 101.3 FM WHIW studios in Harvard, Illinois.